This is a story about being different. When Ben was 22, he was working at this grocery store called the Econo Supermarket, working as a cashier and a bagger. It had been a part-time job when he was in college, but now he had dropped out of college because he wanted to focus on making music. 2 years later, he was still working at that grocery store, uploading his music to SoundCloud, rushing home after his shift to watch music awards show on television. But the next year, he would be appearing on those awards shows. The year after that, he would have a #1 hit, and eventually Ben would become the biggest star in the world. Ben grew up in a tight-knit working-class family. His mother was a teacher and his father was a truck driver. He was the oldest of 3 brothers. He said there were ups and downs financially in his childhood, but through all the uncertainty, there were also beautiful moments. And a lot of those moments revolved around music. Ben once said that the thing I've done the most in my life is listen to music. He got his first CD when he was 5 years old as a Christmas present. And his parents were always listening to music in the house while they cleaned. As a kid, he sang in the church. And by middle school, he was rapping in his school's talent show. Ben said that the first time he heard rap, he was hooked. He said the first rap CD I had, it was so different for me. The energy, the wordplay, it caught my attention and I loved it. At 13, he was singing and writing and producing his own songs, but he was reluctant to share them with the world. But a friend of his named Ormany Perez pushed him to start releasing some songs on the website SoundCloud. Ormany, by the way, would eventually become Ben's DJ. And soon these songs that Ben was uploading to SoundCloud started to get a lot of listens. First thousands, then hundreds of thousands, then up to 1 million listens on some of these tracks. Ben said he would just sit there hitting the refresh button and it was so exciting. Then finally in 2016, when Ben is still working at the grocery store and also submitting resumes to retail stores and thinking about going back to school, one of those songs hits really big. It's a song called Diles.
Diles, que yo me sé tus poses favoritas, que te hablo malo y que eso te excita.
This song starts getting a lot of attention. One of the people that loves this song is a DJ named DJ Luyan, who signs Ben to his record label Hear This Music. Another was a guy named Noah Assad, who would become Ben's manager. Noah said that in addition to loving the music, he also wanted to meet Ben just based on his name alone. His name was very unique for his genre. His real name was Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, but his artist name he had picked after he saw this picture of himself as a first grader dressed up as a bunny for Easter. He called himself Bad Bunny. But there was a lot about Bad Bunny that was unique besides just his name. He didn't look like what a rapper or a Latin trap artist was supposed to look like. He would wear lots of colors, he would wear little shorts. Eventually he would wear dresses if he felt like it, or nail polish if he wanted to. He also sang about different things. He would sing about sex and love, and he also got politically conscious. One of his most important songs was a protest song about a corrupt governor of Puerto Rico. The people of Puerto Rico protested, they took on this song as their anthem, and eventually the governor resigned. And another thing unique about Bad Bunny was how much he loved being from Puerto Rico. He would talk about his influences whenever he could. That first CD he got when he was 5 was from the legendary Vico C. He also loved Daddy Yankee, Mark Anthony. He said that sometimes when he misbehaved in school as a kid, his parents would threaten to not let him listen to Tego Calderon anymore. He would always give love to Puerto Rico, including doing huge concerts there, doing a residency there, where he would make sure that the average people in Puerto Rico could afford to come to his show. And to that end, Bad Bunny would only make music in Spanish, even when he started hitting the US pop charts. There had been a lot of Latin American crossover stars before, Ricky Martin, Shakira, Enrique Iglesias, but they all had made music in English in order to cross over. Bad Bunny refused to do that, and he became a global sensation anyway. After Diles hit in 2016, Bad Bunny continued to have hit singles. He started working with other really big stars like J Balvin and Karol G. And then in 2018, he appeared on the Cardi B song I Like It, which went to #1 on the US pop charts and helped Bad Bunny start crossing over into a pop star. By 2020, he was the most streamed artist on Spotify that year, a title he would have for a few years. And he would continue smashing all sorts of records. He had the first ever Spanish language album to be nominated for Album of the Year at the Grammys, and just this year he became the first artist with a Spanish language album to win Album of the Year. He seems to be great at whatever he does. He's hosted SNL, he's wrestled in the WWE. This year he's going to be the halftime performer at the Super Bowl, and he did it all without compromising and by doing things his way.
A mí me importa un bicho lo que a ti te vale verga. Aquí mataron gente por sacar la bandera. Por eso es que ahora yo la llevo donde quiera. ¿Qué pasó, cabrón?